Are you ready to begin the podcast? We can catch up with you and with Joseph and with Alex. It's a lazy week.
Okay.
With Joseph.
Catch up with Joseph. This is the Player 4 Podcast. Join us each week as we talk about movies, video games, and pop culture, and break down the latest stories from our Dungeons & Dragons campaigns. Player 4 has entered the game. Hello and welcome to the Player 4 Podcast. I'm your host, Tristan, aka Shagrasir.
Alex, aka Chaos Black 21.
I'm Malachi, aka Tsukihiba.
And I'm Joseph,
Wait.
aka J Dunlap.
Hey Alex, do you want to give me that one more time? It cut you off really badly.
The wom 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 wom. Like that.
Yeah, no, I
meant
meant
your
like give me your
intro.
intro one more time. You came in at like Lex, aka Chaos Black. I'm like, where'd the rest of it go?
Well, maybe
Maybe
I
you're
mean-
Lex now.
people should know who I am at this point.
Are you
Lex
Lex?
Luthor. He's Lex Luthor.
He's Lex Luthor.
Oh no, everybody knows who I am at this point.
Well, we just have to send him away from Earth on a big old rocket that
Yes,
he's
I'm
going to pay for
Alex.
himself with all of his Lex Luthor money.
Yep. That's I mean, I did get a nice chunk of change today. But
It's true. You told me about that. I want some. Give me some of that scratch, man.
what do you mean? You make way more than I do.
I don't. That's debatable.
It
It wouldn't be a very long debate.
Yeah, it'd be here. What's your paycheck? Okay, here's my paycheck.
Well, I'm glad that you had a good review and you got a lot of money. I think that you deserve that. I think that everybody deserves more money. Malachi, did you get money today?
Didn't look.
We're gonna assume you got money today. Joseph, you got money today, right?
Money for what?
I
What?
don't need to work.
I mean, most people get paid on like Fridays.
I get paid
Oh.
on Thursdays.
Thursdays for me too. I get paid every 2 weeks.
I get paid every week.
We're talking about payday?
I mean, temporarily.
Temporarily.
We're temporarily talking about payday.
Oh, okay. I don't know what direct deposits, Tristan.
Oh. You don't even know what day it direct deposits on? Like, I can check my bank account thing and see which day it direct deposits on. That's how I know it's Thursday.
It was probably like yesterday or the day before.
So the answer is maybe.
My
So,
phone usually pings me, and it didn't ping me, so.
what if your phone
Did
forgot?
come.
You got surprise money.
Just sitting there.
Lonely.
What kind of topic are we on now? Like, what are we going to talk about?
Yeah,
Listen,
it's-
nothing much has really happened lately because we didn't have a podcast we didn't have a D&D yesterday,
I'm really
Yeah.
upset about
And-
that.
and nothing special has really happened. So has anybody sat through and watched 4 hours of Justice League yet?
No, I've never.
No.
Fuck Zack
No.
Snyder.
Has anybody watched any of Falcon and the Winter Soldier other than me?
Oh, I should probably do that. I watched Solar Opposites instead.
Or WandaVision? Has anybody even watched WandaVision yet?
I did.
finished watched of it WandaVision.
Watched it in Division.
Yeah.
See, it's been a while since we've like discussed like a show or a game or a movie together.
It gets
What?
difficult if people haven't all seen it because you don't want to spoil it.
I've played Monster Hunter Rise.
Is that the new game that came out?
Yeah, the new Monster Hunter.
How'd it go?
Yeah, wait. So how old is the Monster Hunter before this? Because it didn't seem like the Monster Hunter was out like that long before this one came
2
out.
years? I think it was 2 years, right?
Well, one that was for the PlayStation. This is for the Switch.
Okay.
Wasn't it like Monster
That makes
Hunter
sense.
World or whatever?
Yeep.
Yeah.
I think it was like
Okay, that
a
makes
year
sense.
and a half ago.
And they were
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like, let's make a new one for the Switch instead of porting it over, which is good because a lot of A lot of times they just port over an old game to the Switch and be like, all right, here's a new game. Not really.
Well, Nintendo has usually had the Monster Hunter title for quite a while. I think it originally premiered on PlayStation, but Monster Hunter 3 and 4 and all the generations were all on the handhelds.
All the different types of Monster Hunters. We're not going to go through this again. Malachi.
That's how we got
so many
Juki Kiba. The last time we talked about this.
So many different Monster Hunters, like Monster Hunter 3, blah, 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 and Monster Hunter 3, blah, 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 blah.
There was Together, Rise Up, Hunters Unite, or something like that. They just kept Voltroning the names.
It's just like Voltron. The more you look up, the better it becomes.
That's great. Yeah. That's Malachi's new one. It's Monster Hunters like Voltron.
Oh jeez, I can give input about this.
You're gonna die
right now. I'm looking at the games right now. The one that you basically said popped up, and I immediately saw it.
The one that has the fossil knife.
Monster Hunter Freedom Unite.
See, I told you. They just kept Voltroning the name.
That was the PSP one.
They're just like, well, I mean, it's not really a new game, but it's not the old game either. So we're gonna like name it like the old game, but then add a word to it so that it's kind of a new game. It's the Square Enix method of naming games.
Oh god, the Kingdom Hearts method. Jesus.
No, the Kingdom Hearts method is where you just take completely random words and stick them in there.
358 by 2 days. Or over 2
Birth
days.
by sleep. Dream drop distance.
Oh man.
Which belongs in the Dream Drop bucket.
Oh.
The Nintendo
Okay,
strategy.
so we got that sidetracked.
Yeah, no, hey, you got to embrace the tangents when there are no topics. Joseph, what have you been up to lately?
Pretty much the same as the last time we did the podcast, which is just working out and teaching.
Seeing results?
Oh, definitely.
Getting swole?
Actually, yeah, a little bit.
There you go. I have been not doing that, so I have also been not seeing results.
Isn't that crazy?
It's nuts how that works.
Well, the last time, what happened the last time we podcast?
That guy from British Land showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, British Landia.
That's the one. We had Stuart on. He was telling us all about he was getting back into the streaming. You Alex said that you went and watched one of his streams, didn't you?
Yeah, he was streaming. He started streaming while I was at work, so I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make it, but I was able to make it when I got home. He was playing a Pokemon Leaf Green randomizer.
Oh. I see, so you can make it to his stream, so you can't make it to my raids.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I see how it is.
What do you mean your raids?
I
watched your Persona 4 stream.
No, I'm talking about Tornadus today.
Oh, Tornadus, I was at work. I told you.
Yeah, I know.
I was off work, and I was able to then get to his stream after work.
So,
you didn't put a raid out after work.
Because they're not up after work. They suck.
That's Alex. It's your fault to not for being responsible going to work. You should have stayed home and watched Tristan.
Yeah, not watch joined.
Even at work, I ended up joining one that didn't work out because nobody else joined.
Yeah. I sent an invite to Malachi.
Malachi's busy at work.
Yeah, there's no like my signal at work is so horrible. I can't do jack shit. It's bleep at work.
I mean, bleep. How has work been going lately? Are you still getting snowed on?
Thank God, no. But it's supposed to snow tonight, possibly, and I'm hoping the weather people are full of crap.
I mean, it's 60 degrees over here. I'm surprised it could be.
What?
You
You
know,
had 60 degrees?
that's what my phone says. It says 60.
It's very. I'm just saying, it's very rare for the Northeast to be warmer than the Midwest, just because here. Let's see. What does my phone say? My phone says it is 48 here.
I got 60. Beat you by 12.
It's close.
Yeah.
It's 43 here.
Yeah, and tonight I think it's supposed to drop down. Like tonight, going into the morning, it's supposed to drop down in the 20s, like the high 20s.
Dang. You know, it got so hot here that I finally decided I'm gonna turn off. Like I've got a thermostat in here, and if I turn it up to heat, whenever it dips below a certain temperature, it turns on all the registers. And I was like, it's probably not gonna get even if it goes below that number, it's not gonna be too cold. So I turned it off. Finally, I'm like, finally, it is spring. I can turn this off. And then like the very next day, I could not get out of my bed because I was freezing because it dropped like a rock. I was like, never mind, I need to turn it back on. My friend came in for lunch. She's like, it's cold in here. I'm like, yeah, I turned it off, and it was a mistake. Actually, I
Yeah,
made him turn it back on.
It was actually warm enough. Lately here, I've been okay. Like when I go into my room, I usually shut my door, and like all my electric stuff that I have on ends up heating the room enough that I'm just like, oh, this feels nice. And this past week, it actually did get warm enough where all the stuff was going, and I'm like, holy crap, it is hot as heck. I need to turn on a fan.
Need a fan. Yeah, I've usually got the ceiling fan running behind me. It's on now. I haven't put in my ACs yet, just because that's a pain in the butt, and it's been so fluctuating with the temperature. I haven't seen fit to deal with that yet. Dealing with window units. I always wait as long as I can for both putting them in and taking them out. Do you not have window units, Alex?
No. I currently live in a house, and so we just have a straight up regular HVAC system.
Have central AC?
Yeah.
Those are pretty rare.
Not in middle of America, maybe the Northeast, maybe perhaps.
They're
But
pretty rare.
in middle America, they're pretty prevalent.
I wish I had central air. The place I was looking at had central air. That would have been nice. No, AC isn't rare, Joseph. Central AC is rare.
Yeah, I think Alex hit the nail on the head. In Central, like Midwest and the South, it's not rare.
Yeah.
It's a way of life.
You have to basically, take the house apart to get those kinds of things installed. And they're so against tearing down houses and just building new ones. So all the houses, you've got this weird mix of brand new buildings that have central AC and stuff, and these things that were built in the freaking colonial days that are, 200 years old and are never going to tear it down because it's a piece of history.
Oh, yeah, that's why. Like,
Yeah,
they don't.
East Coast.
Yeah, they don't have that in the Midwest. So they're just like we have some historical buildings, but for the most part, they're just like, all right, new buildings.
You've had 80 different people living in it in the last, freaking 10 years. It's not historical anymore, okay? Every person has gone in there and destroyed something, and you had to replace it. Stop treating the building like it's historical. It's not historical. Tear it down and put up something that doesn't suck.
If you replace every part of the house, is it still the house?
Yes. It's the, god damn it. The ship of
Oh my gosh,
Theseus.
I hate
Ship
this.
of Theseus. Ah!
Yeah,
got
it's gonna say. I'm like, I've heard this. Where was this recently that I heard this? Because it was a recent thing too.
I mean, I've been
think it
talking
was
about
from
it recently,
WandaVision.
too. Yeah. In WandaVision, it did come up. Yeah. They talk about the ship of Theseus on the last episode.
Yeah.
That's why it's still in my head.
Yeah.
Wow, crazy.
In any event, so we didn't get to have a lot of D&D games recently, and it's starting to be difficult for me. I'm getting my withdrawal. I need my D&D games. You all keep canceling on me.
I mean, you got your Sunday game that you aren't the DM for, but it's
Sunday game was canceled.
What? Sunday game was canceled?
Yeah. And my Friday game was canceled.
Oh my gosh, what is this?
And we rescheduled the Friday game to Sunday, and then it got canceled again.
Well, I mean, here, you can ask Malachi right now for 410. What's happening? Is he good to go or not?
Yeah, Malachi. 410. Saturday.
Saturday could work.
Pencil it on your calendar so you don't give that time slot away to anybody else. That time slot is mine now. I'm claiming it.
Yeah, that's currently what we're trying to figure out, and only 4 people have replied, all with thumbs up. And you're one of them, Tristan. So really only 3 players of the game have hit thumbs up.
I'm just trying to work around schedules here. Trying to find a way, because we lost this past Tuesday, and we're losing next Tuesday because of another scheduling conflict. Life keeps getting in the way, and you guys are in the middle of a big fight, and big important things just happened, and we need to see them through.
We're just all going to forget about them.
Do you remember what you're fighting?
Yeah, we're fighting Mind Flayers.
That's cool, right? That makes me a cool DM, right?
Well, we don't know actually what the big thing is we're going to have to deal with yet, because it's behind a wall.
I mean, the Flooms told you about it.
They
told the rest of the party about it. You were No, because they can tell everybody about it. They can telepath to everyone.
I just can't hear what the party says.
You can't hear what the party says, yes. So you know they said it was a big brain.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure we'll get out just fine.
So does that make these things Metroids with bodies?
I mean, I never found that the mother brain looked like Metroids. I always found that they looked different.
No, they do. They completely do. But
I think a Tarrasque flare would be entirely frightening. That would be the end of everything. Something that flays Tarrasques.
Oh my god.
You awaken the Tarrasque and the thing just comes in and kills it. You're like, wow, I guess the world isn't ending, and then it destroys you. It's like, never mind.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, this thing helped us. It's so great.
It was great, and now it is less great.
But something that's stronger than a Tarrasque is probably stronger than us.
I mean, that's a reasonable conclusion to draw. Joseph, what are you excited about for Valinaria?
Did we already talk about the one shot?
No, I figured we'd get there. What do you want me to say?
Okay.
I mean, I can talk about the one shot for a minute. I'm planning to run a one shot. I wrote it a while ago, so it's just been sitting waiting to be used. I'm thinking of either running it tomorrow, if people want that, or Saturday, if people prefer that. It's going to be one of those 2 days. I'm going to open up 5 slots for it, and hopefully we'll have a nice, quick game. I've been trying to perfect my writing short stories bit, so hopefully it doesn't take, 4 hours to finish.
That was the topic I was really hoping to have with you, Tristan, was what has it been like since you started doing one-shots until now, trying to refine that particular style of DMing?
Well, if you want me to talk about that, then I can say that it is, first of all, been definitely that a developmental road. Um, and then the other thing is that it's one of those ones where it's not a linear development because each group handles things differently. I've had some groups that take what I think is going to be a very quick, short, linear story and take a very long time with it because they're doing this, that, or the other thing. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying it becomes unexpected. And I've had ones where I go, okay, this should be like, there should be a little bit of roundabout, nonlinear thinking here. It'll take them a little longer to do this. And those have gone quick. So it's definitely nonlinear. But I think that my biggest takeaway in developing, especially through running 5th edition encounters, rather one-shots, is that I came from the point of view that, you know, your ideal one-shot is going to be like an introduction and then 3 combat encounters with like a little bit of ability to kind of develop and explore very, you know, a little in between. And I have learned that your standard encounter, combat encounter in 5th edition is going to run you about an hour. So I've come down from that to 1 to 2 combat encounters, and then leave the rest of the time, you know, plan for like another hour on top of that. That's just going to be the characters talking, interacting, and figuring stuff out. That's kind of how it boils down, is what I've found, is that if you've got like an at-level encounter, it's going to take you about an hour.
Yeah, that seems to be pretty representative from what we've experienced.
Yeah. Even when you think it's going to be quick, it never is. You know, at level, you're either dealing with a bunch of monsters or a couple monsters with a lot of HP, and so it's just a lot of turns to whittle those down.
And what about story itself? What was your concept of story then versus now?
Well, I still haven't gone with just one. Some one-shots I write to be very linear, straightforward, like the Christmas one-shot I did, where it was just, party arrives in a town, weather is bad enough that you need shelter. The people in town will give you shelter if you do them the favor of helping out, you know, Santa deliver presents, basically. Go find Santa, help Santa defeat a monster, deliver the presents, sleep. Like, very linear, straightforward. And then there's another one that I've run that I had a lot of fun with. The most intriguing thing about it is the different ways in which different groups of people have interpreted the story there, where I had a much more open world kind of investigative air to it. And it was, you know, you played in it one of the times that I ran it, Joseph, where you come in, there's a monster attacking. You know, the group can investigate the victims, try and figure out what type of monster it is, and track it down. I had another group that when I ran it a second time, they immediately assumed that this was a werewolf thing, and instead of going and hunting the monster down, they went and hunted down the old medicine woman because they became suspicious of her, like, right from the get-go. And so, like, it just ended up running very, very differently. But ultimately, it was very interesting. I really like stories like that, ones that kind of make you think, where you're presented with somebody who seems to be the bad guy, but once you kind of learn even one more thing about what's going on, it's like, oh, maybe not everything's as it appears. But the problem with those stories is that they don't tend to play well with the time constraints you have on one-shots. So you really need something that is, even if it's a little bit roundabout, you still want, or if you want it to be roundabout, you still want those roundabout parts to be directed and quick, like easy to see through once you're shown the loop, basically. That's what I've learned, is that anything you can do to reduce the thinking time in a one-shot is going to help you greatly on the running end, because the players are going to always take longer to investigate or figure something out than you think they will. So you either have fewer of those or you make that the focus. That's what I've learned. Oh, we lost Joseph, even though he was the one who asked the question.
No.
In any event, that's my
You
story
know-
about one-shotting.
Isekais are a big thing now. If they clear your one shot and before the night's over, you could have them get sucked into a portal and pulled to another world.
I mean, that's always been something you could do in D&D if you wanted. There's plenty of planes and demi-planes to, head off to.
Well, I mean, like a backup one shot in case they freaking oh, you beat it already, you bastards.
Well, I've never had them get through it so quick it didn't fill the time. The problem has never been the game is too short.
Okay.
Role-playing's fun, and people take their time with it. But I have had a lot of one-shots that run far longer than I wanted them to. And it's just like, okay, I would like... I told people it would be 3 hours. We're approaching 5 hours now. I'd like to make sure the story ends here really soon.
Well, that would also be, even though maybe if you designed characters that are kind of like, if we're at the threshold, this character will be introduced to expedite the flow of the game. No, I mean, that's not the word I want to use. But, just like speed up the pace so that it can still still be fluid, but be enjoyable, but move in the direction you need it to, without being too linear.
Right. I find that linear helps, but I do, people are here to roll dice, so I try to make sure there's always at least one combat encounter. Ultimately, D&D is a combat simulator, and the tool that you're given to solve problems is fighting, so you want to make sure that you have at least one problem that can be solved with fighting. Okay, I feel like I've expounded on everything there that I want to. If your audio's working, please update us with Valinaria, unless it's something you want me to read. Okay, I will read it. According to Joseph, who runs Valinaria on most Thursday evenings, he says the Valinaria update is, we just did episode number 16. I'm still behind on editing episode 15. In episode 15, the group returned the formerly enslaved villagers to their home, and had some interesting situations. In episode 16, they had a huge party and began their journey to the capital. Yes. Which, again, the name is escaping me. I feel like it has an A in it, though. But, yes. Averin. See? It did have an A in it. It started with an A. The party has decided to head in that direction. So, we'll see how things go from there. I'm excited to play another session of that, but we are off this week due to not everyone being available on Thursday, which is why we're going to try and do the one-shot. So...
One shot.
Alex, why don't you take a moment and tell me how you're feeling about ELR at this point? A lot of things have happened recently, and I'd like to know how things have settled out for you as a character, as a player, if you like the way things are going, if there's anything that is particularly worrisome to Riken right now.
What's worried is his brother, Tatsuya. He wants to get down to the bottom of what's happening with him and what he's doing. Otherwise, Riken is decided to face the challenges of the Mind Flayers and crush them under the power of Cord.
Now, you're one of the people who has luckily made all of the saves recently, right?
Yeah, thanks to his inspiration and then Larry Bendis' inspiration.
So, what's going through Riken's mind at this moment when this little brain dog has run up to the party, run over to where Cyrus and Leah are, and then vanished?
I mean, he hasn't really thought about it because right now he's concentrated on the what he deems as the more important threat, which are the Flayers.
Okay.
So
I haven't
that
thought about
they don't get stunned
it.
anymore. Thanks to these
Gotcha.
a-holes.
Malachi, I know that your character's stunned right now, so you might. I don't know. Do you have any input on the battle up to the point where you got stunned?
Bleepity bleep 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 bleep.
Okay. And how about the game in general? Like what kinds of things in the plot? Any particular NPCs that Yuki Kaze is wondering about, worried about, hoping good things for, hoping bad things for?
Well, I don't know who all is wondering how the rest of the village is doing. Don't know who's all still there. Wonder when I get to stab that stupid dragon in the eyeball, because it'd probably be the easiest place to stab. And yeah, frickin' monsters in the Underdark. Son of a bleep.
I guess a more poignant question might be, do you regret the group's decision to help out this random Dragonborn with his quest?
No, because when Yukikaze, since it was caught off guard at the moment that it popped in there, that yes, those kind of creatures do need to be banished back to their realm. Why they need to be in our realm is another thing I haven't really thought about. What's so enticing about our place that they need to come over here and be dicks to us? And he is the guy that's there is a Dragonborn.
Yep.
Hopefully his intentions are good.
I mean, he doesn't follow Bahamut.
When you have to deal with Riken, it's just something you have to accept.
That there are Dragonborn out there that don't follow Bahamut.
Yeah. But
do you remember who he does follow?
the civilization god, I forget its name.
Yeah, Arathis.
Arathis. So yeah, but if Riken ever wants to become a follower of Bahamut, you guys are more than happy to help him. And yeah, it's one of those things to where it sucks that it happened, but it's something we can't dismiss. Especially also since these buggers are here and we just helped Umbrelite, and we don't want to make our new our new
Allies?
yeah. I don't want to expect or want much from them, but if they're willing to help us, that's awesome. That these things might, yeah, because ever since we left our village, and then that dragon flew away, and then got my tribes. It's just like can't just ignore things that are around, even though I couldn't kill the dragon at the time, anyways. It'll destroy your new friend or our new buddies, and we don't want that.
Mm-hmm. What about Alex? How do you, does Raiken regret the decision to come help with this mission?
His only thing is that this is obviously delaying them from getting to the next Bahamut piece, so that they can get out of the Underdark and try to get to Tatsuya. But on the other hand, he always enjoys smiting things under the power of Gord and showing his strength. So it's like a 50-50.
50-50. Good to know. All right. So, Joe, do you have anything further you want me to contribute for you, or are we ready to get the flip out?
I'll add that the most recent episode 16 that will be coming out in some point in the next week or two. It has a battle that is currently to be continued. I'm not going to say with whom or where. It's just something that as you work through 15 soon and 16 after that, there is a battle coming in the party episode.
Battle, battle, battle.
Oh man. Battle time.
Down, battle time. Alright. Malachi. Are there any last points you want to make, or is it that time already?
Yes, it's that time.
Alright then. What time is it?
Time to get the flip out of here.
Man, you sound so excited.
Maybe he doesn't want to get the flip out.
Oh, do you not want to flip out?
No, we've been here for quite a while. We gotta.
You want to play Pirates with us?
No.
Yes,
I'm
you
not
do.
Gonna
I'm pretty sure you do. You really want to play Pirates, yeah. I knew you would.
Malachi never wants to play with us anymore.
It really makes me sad. Alright, let's get the flip out of here. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Hashtag goodbye.
Good night.
Are we rating somebody, Joseph?
Let me look. Zombie Orpheus, if we want, or Ari.
We can rate Ari. We haven't done that.
Okay, it's Ari _ is here.
No, said it was invalid.
Ari ARI _ is here.
Oh, there it goes. I put a letter in there that wasn't supposed to be there.
Oh no, don't send letters.
Only numbers.
Yeah, just send people numbers in the mail.
I'll take numbers in the mail. As long as they're green numbers.
What?
Yeah, I'll see you guys later.
Oh, money. Bye.
Yeah.